Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Now, I know what you've all been raging about in the comments. You've been saying, where's the video about the new theater, and why isn't it out? You said it was going to be out last week. Yes, that is what you sound like. Also, yeah, sorry I haven't gotten it out. I've been slightly busy recently. My sister, who I love so much, just got married yesterday, and here's a heart for you. Have fun in Florida. Yeah, so I'll try to get the video about the new theater out next week. In the meantime, check out what just came to my house. New headsets. Here, you gotta try one on.
Test. Can you hear me? Here, watch this. I'm gonna keep talking. Keep talking. All the way out the door. Around into Harmony's room. Oh, Harmony moved out. I forgot she got married. What's up, little birds? Oh, it's snowy outside? That's pretty cool.
Those are pretty sick, huh? They're gonna be used in our new theater so we can communicate with each other, you know? But now let's get into the topic for the actual video. SpongeBob. You either love it or you hate it. In my case, I hate it. Other than the fact that Dan Pavmeyer worked on it, which I think is great because I love him. I just don't like it that much. A lot of it is directed towards kids and not all of it is kid-friendly or appropriate. So yeah, it's not the most educational, you might say.
This is definitely a snail.
I knew it all, Squid! Did you hear that?
Now, I may not like the TV show SpongeBob, but one thing that I do like is SpongeBob the Musical. It is truly spectacular. It's got some great music by Plain White T's, Panic at the Disco, They Might Be Giants, David Bowie, and so many more.
Typical, incredible, regular, exceptional, extraordinary, bikini bottom. Moving out, hey, bikini bottom, hey.
Aside from the great music, another thing I like about SpongeBob the Musical is that it's got live sound. Now, the person that does these live sounds is called a Foley artist. He does the footsteps, and every time SpongeBob jumps, it makes a squeaking noise. He just adds lots of life to the musical and makes it more cartoony. Recently, Cedar Hills Youth Theater announced that they were going to be performing SpongeBob the Musical, and I get the burden and pleasure of doing the Foley for it. This production of SpongeBob the Musical is being directed by this guy. That's right, Jordan Long, the same guy who directs stuff at Liahona. When Jordan announced that they were doing SpongeBob the Musical, I was completely torn between doing the Foley or being in the musical, but I ultimately decided to do the Foley because I was so stressed with everything else. But boy, was I wrong. Mike Dobson, the Foley artist that did it on Broadway, said that it seemed impossible at first. That's right. Mike Dobson, the professional Foley artist who does it for his living and has practiced for his entire life, says that he thinks he's not going to be able to do it. It was impossible. When I read this, I honestly wanted to quit. How was some high school schmo supposed to do this when a professional had a hard time with it? Like usual, I'm doing something that I'm highly unqualified for, and I'm going to try to do it as well as a professional. Pull out your calculators because it's time to do some math. After watching the show about 4 times, I came up with a list of sounds. Cross multiply, carry the 1, and you get 72 sounds. Sheesh. That is 72 unique sounds, 72 different instruments that luckily for me, after doing a couple quick guesstimations, I was able to come up with about 50 of those that are digital. That means that those 50 sounds I can put on something like this, so every time SpongeBob walks, I can make the squeaking noises by pushing these pads. And why I'm doing this is because it would be impossible to make all the sounds live using instruments. Even the Foley artist on Broadway used a board for a lot of the sounds. That leaves me with 22 different instruments that I need to find, which is still insane, but a little more doable. Right now, I just want to show you some of those sounds that I've already gathered. First of all, I've got this fancy whistle here, which is used for when someone like throws something or something's falling, and it makes a sound like this. Pretty sick, huh? You know that like cartoon sound before someone starts running? Like, sounds something like this. Got just a plain wood block. Let's just play this real fast. The next instrument I got is an air horn. Now, I'm not going to tell you what this is for in the show, but here we have a lovely cowbell. We use like when someone's running. Or like SpongeBob does something Don't remember what it was, but it made a sound of a cowbell, so we'll keep that. Okay, next thing we've got is an ocean drum here, see? And you can probably guess what kinds of noise it makes. It's supposed to make rolling wave noises, and you probably know why that would be used in SpongeBob, but let's see if I can play it correctly here. Next we've got this thing. Can't remember what it's called, but it's incredibly loud. Here, ready? Next instrument we have is called the flexitone, and it can be used when Mr. Krabs is walking, see? Or, and you can bend this in and out to adjust the pitch, see? I'm not very good at playing it, but yeah, there it is. And last but certainly not least, my favorite instrument, the vibra slap. Listen to this. Isn't that sick? I think it sounds amazing. Those are all the sounds that I've gathered so far. Now you should expect to see one more of these videos about gathering sounds, and yeah, I'll see you next time.